I've been running on fumes, trying to keep all the plates spinning. I color-coded the calendar. I hit every deadline. I built the brand. And still, when the screen turns off, I feel like I'm disappearing. It's like if I'm not performing, I'm not really there.
My parents say I've abandoned our culture. The church says I must abandon the world. Honestly, I'm just tired of being in between. Where do I belong? I can't split myself in half forever.
I pray the Rosary at night, but by morning, I'm scrolling, comparing, performing. Everyone sees the smile. No one sees the fear that I'm not enough. I wish I could just stop. It's so hard.
The world tells you, believe in yourself, but Christ whispers, believe in me. True confidence isn't built on hustle, hashtags, or hidden wounds. It is born where heaven kissed earth at the foot of the cross. This isn't self-help, it is soul restoration. I've been a sucker for self-development books for a while because for me, being able to be better, being able to understand things, being able to help other people was a process of me learning a lot of things about myself, to be able to be better. And I see that in a lot of women today. And I see that in a lot of things online, the Instagram motivation, the boss babe, to make more money and again. We are getting swamped up by the planners, the productivity approach, how to be disciplined, how to understand your wounds, how to build a better relationship with yourself. It always comes down to you showing up online because you know so much more about yourself to be able to help other people. I fell into that trap of learning what it is to be truly confident through the lens of myself. Learning so many things with the books, I always ended up being empty. There was something missing. It was just that, but not that. It was almost, but not that. And I saw that again and again with my clients. Because I couldn't see that process to show up before God versus showing up online. And how to integrate you showing up before God to be able to be the best person ever to help other people out there. And it's not just about making money. It's about being a servant of Christ, a soldier of Christ, and showing up that way online. But if you start by understanding that confidence from that perspective of people looking at you, you're never gonna be able to go on the long term of it. And that's why being Catholic and really deepening your faith in the background, it makes a complete difference when you show up online. You're not showing up online because you want to be adored or you want to be loved or you want to be liked. You're not following the trends, you're not chasing the trends, you're not chasing the likes, you're not trying to count the number of people that subscribe to your channel, even if you want to, feel free. I fell into that trap of looking at the numbers, counting the people subscribing to my channel, looking at the views on Instagram, on TikTok, everywhere where I could create the content, post the content. And I would always be so demotivated when I would see the counting being so down, where you see just one person liking your post or two people liking your videos, or nobody watching your videos really, or nobody commenting. So I understand that chasing for trends, but that gets us to be so much more emptier. And that's why the self-development approach that we see today is something that on the long term is never gonna help. You keep chasing, but you never hold. Because when you get to a certain point, you need to add more. You need to find something else that you need to do to be better, to feel more confident. It's never enough. When you get to be with Christ, it's something else. It's another mindset. That's what needs to change before even you showing up online. Because you need to show up before God before showing up online the right way. So the secular confidence is loud, created, performative, based on hustle, beauty, lifestyle, and obsessed with personal branding. Even Christian self-help can fall short if it detaches the truth from tradition or emotion from the theology. And as a result, you're gonna see a lot of women ending up chasing an identity that leaves them insecure, fragmented, or spiritually confused. So what Catholic confidence brings on the table, it doesn't start with affirmation. It starts with adoration. It's gonna be Marian, not modern. Rooted in silence over noise, sacraments over slogans, surrender over strategy. It's a kind of confidence that Saint Teresa of Avila had in the midst of the reform within the Catholic Church. That's the same confidence that Mary had at the foot of the cross. Not loud, but unshakable. And that is true confidence. We need a coaching. But I do believe that women, especially nowadays, don't only need encouragement, they need spiritual formation. And it's something that is so important because it's always good to be about helping women, helping a community, encourage them, giving them that strength to go, to push. But if you don't have the formation, you're not being your own person in front of God, in front of Christ. And the person that I would be as a coach would be leading you to me rather than leading you to Christ. When you get to have that formation, you are getting led to Christ naturally. And I'm becoming just the bridge of it. The Catholic confidence coaching that I offer goes beyond whatever is the culture or the self-help strategy, because we are rooting your identity in God, not the culture. So it's a spiritual formation that is aligning with your mind, your body, your creative mission. When you get to be at home, when you get to be married, when you get to have a family, you still have a mission beyond just having that family if you call to that. So what does that mean for you? And we're getting to that formation, we're getting to that spiritual formation of the meaning of it. We're going through your mindset. We're going through your creative part, the creative outlet that you may have, dancing, singing, painting, drawing, having that creative light is still a gift from God. So we are getting you to align all of that with God's mission for you in your life. We're breaking all the generational fears. So the spiritual confusion, the family curses, the performance, the addiction, that thirst for performance, that thirst for always being the best, always trying to be the best. We are getting back to what it is. What is that fear? Where is that fear coming from? And usually it comes from a lot of generational family issues. And I'm not an exorcist, by the way, but into the psychological part of it, into the emotional part of it, that's where I'm helping. It's not therapy, it's not coaching, as the world shows it, as you may have seen it before. It is formation for the next generation of bold Marian women. If you feel torn between faith and culture, especially African, Latin, Asian, Western mix, if you have left the corporate world or feel called to something deeper, if you want to create, lead, or serve, but with spirituality, clarity, and Catholic grounding, and if you feel fragmenting and long to be whole again in Christ, that is going to be the program for you. That is going to be the coaching for you. Because it's taught with mindset, there's a lot of shift that needs to happen from the self-help perspective mindset to the Catholic confidence mindset. So going from hustling harder to resting and surrendering. It's hard. It's hard even for me. From visualizing your dream life to discerning your vocation. From saying the right affirmations to praying the Rosary with Mary. From following your heart to following the cross. From building your brand to letting Christ build your life. If you've tried everything but still feel lost, if you love Jesus but don't know how to live that love boldly in your story, then this coaching isn't a product. It's a path. Not to become someone new, but to return to who you were created to be. Confident, rooted, radiant, like Mary. I hope it was so clear for you because it's been a passion of mine, helping women that way, because I've been in the trenches, wasting so much time into reading books that was not even aligning with something that I really wanted to do, which was to glorify Christ. Reading the Bible, having your catechesis, understanding all of that, and especially coming from a culture that is not necessarily part of the Western world, but you live here. You live here and you have that feeling of just being thrown and you don't know where to go, you don't know what to pick, you don't know where to choose. People are telling you what you need to do, but you just don't see it for yourself. And it's not about going back to you, but going back to God, but in such a healthier way. I'm going beyond the coaching that I've ever seen. If you see that for you, but you have a lot of confusion about it. I've made so many episodes about the integration of all those parts, and I'm definitely going to be doing more of that. That 6-month coaching is something that a lot of people can take advantage of, especially now. And I'm working with a limited amount of women at the time because I really want to stay focused onto what I can bring on the table with them. So if you want to be one of them, there's a consult call down below, a link for it for free. I just need to hear your story. There's nothing that you need to do and there's no pressure about it. There's my QR code too. And like I say all the time, keep smiling because it's free and contagious in a good way. Bye.